Hello there, my brothers and sisters. Vessel of Truth here, Jay from Virginia for the new people. And I want to jump on here and do a actual short video dealing with something that someone tried to beat me over the head with. But it's nothing new to me, so I wanted to bring it to you just in case someone tries to beat you all over the head with it. In the King James Version, it's well known that there are errors in the King James text. So, if you're reading from King James, you will come across this. And this is 2 Kings chapter 8, and we'll go to verse 26. You will see it says 2 and 20 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri, king of Israel. Now, that's all fine and great, but if you happen to go to 2 Chronicles, which is, the Chronicles of the Kings, and it's chapter 22, verse 2, you will see it says 42 years old was Ahaziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Athaliah, the daughter of Omri. So we're talking about the same person. So was he 22 or was he 42? Alright, let's clear this error up, because it's just a translation error. He was 22 years old, exactly like what it said in 2 Kings chapter 8 verse 26. How do we know this? Because as you see, his dad was Jehoram, okay? And 2 Chronicles 21, it tells you in verse 20 that he was 32 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years and departed without being desired. In other words, he died. That means he was 40 years old when he died. When he died, Ahaziah became king. So there's no way there was, a long distance between Ahaziah being made king or not. Not to mention, if you read the text, it talks about him being the youngest son. And that was back over here in 22. It says, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah his youngest son king in his stead. So if he was 42, how could he have been older than his own dad? So it's a simple translation error. You can actually, and I can prove this by going to the New English translation and going to 2 Chronicles 22 verse 2. It says Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned for 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother was Athaliah, the granddaughter of Omri. It's just a simple translation error, so don't allow Muslims and other atheists and so on and so forth to beat you over the head with this, because this is one of their better arguments, because it does say what they're saying in the text in some Bibles. I've been told that in some it's been corrected. I don't know that. And all the King James Version I have, it's all still an error. It still says 42 instead of 22. But, it's a simple error, and it's easily proven. Just write, 2 Kings 8:26, Second Chronicles 22:2 and Second Chronicles 21:20, and allow them to read, and they will have to admit, yeah, there's no way his son, who became king the moment the father died, was older than the father. So it's a simple explanation, and for some reason there are actual four-wall teacher-preacher people that have yet to be able to explain this. And I think if you can ask your preacher, teacher in your four-wall indoctrination center the question, why is this, and they can't give you an answer, you need to run from that place anyway. You shouldn't be there anyway, in my book. There's no way that the Father likes this Nicolaitan model of church. One man lording over a congregation of people that he has made merchandise of to make himself richer. It's just wrong. But that's a whole nother thing. So I'll keep it short. Just educational purposes for y'all. I just had to deal with this myself, so I'd actually forgot about it. But whenever, the person was trying to stick me on it and all that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So just make a mental note of it, write it down. That way you can defend yourself, because we are commanded to study to show ourselves approved, rightly dividing the word of truth, and we're supposed to always be ready to give account. So write it down and be ready for anybody that will come against you, because they will sooner or later. So with that, I thank you all for being a part. I pray this helps you and blesses you. It's just a fact that there are errors in King James. We already know that, the Masoretic text. Depending on who you listen to, you may hear different things. But just know, it's a fact, there are errors. But all the errors, we know about. So, as long as you know what the truth is, and you've studied to show yourself approved, you'll be just fine. The Holy Spirit will lead you and guide you into all truth. So I thank you all for being a part. I'm still praying for each and every one of you always, and I thank you all for your prayers. As always, if you need to get a hold of me, email me at jtt1777@outlook.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But as I said, I'm keeping it short. So I love you all. I thank you all. And I'll catch you all on the next one.